And thank you very much for making time to share your insights into the future of leadership.
Definitely.
Now, Olatorera, before we go into leadership, can you tell us where you're from and where did you grow up?
I am from Lagos, Nigeria. I grew up my earlier years in Ibadan, Nigeria. And I migrated to the United States at the age of 13. And I was there for quite a while before I started my global career.
Yeah. And what was your dream career when you grew up?
I'm not sure I had a dream career. I think I always thought I might end up in the legal part. I always thought I'll probably be a lawyer and then maybe be a judge. But I was very open. I just wanted to learn as much as possible. And then along the way, structure what would be best for me.
Was there a certain inspiration as you attended school and then university and in the early stages of your career? Was there a certain inspiration, something or somebody that inspired you to reach higher?
Yeah, I had many. I had a lot of mentors growing up. I had good friends. I had people I would learn from. I would, learn from even people that I wouldn't be able to remember their names today. I was very big on research and on acquisition of knowledge. So I used to read a lot of books. I read a
Yeah.
ton of biographies. I would, read about the Jack Ma's of the world and how they did what they did and why they did what they did. So I was very big on learning about people and getting to know people, intimately without even meeting them physically. I
Yeah.
think if I were to give one example, while I was working in Waukesha, Wisconsin, I had a boss who was just simply amazing. This was the financial management program at General Electric.
Right.
And he was more of a boss. He was a mentor. He was someone who really strongly believed in me and wanted me to. And so, I mean, just having someone to believe in you and to tell you that whatever you want to do, you can achieve. That's one of the strongest momentums to helping people succeed.
And you started your career in the United States, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So can you tell us what was the turning point in your career from corporate to entrepreneur?
So the turning point in my career was me wanting to go back to Nigeria, to Africa, to make a change, to contribute as much as I can to the economy, to the growth of the economy. So I right after schooling, I went to work on Wall Street for a couple of years, and then I came to Nigeria to do about 1 year at the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Yeah.
With that, I felt like I still needed to learn a whole lot more about how things work, why Africa is still so underdeveloped, how businesses succeed. And so I decided to do an MBA. I did my MBA at Merrill University in the US. And it was during that MBA time that I was able to really strategize and gather even more knowledge. At this point, I sort of knew what I wanted to do with my career, where I wanted to go, how I wanted to impact the world. And so it was easier for me to say, this is exactly what I want to learn. This is where I want to be really good at. I want to be an entrepreneur in the future. But prior to that, I want to, save a lot while traveling the world, while learning as much as possible, while contributing to a strongly growing company. And so I delved into working for a telecommunications company prior to delving full-time into entrepreneurship.
And today you're building what Forbes is calling the Amazon of Africa, Dressme Outlet. Can you tell us a little bit more about Dressme Outlet?
Yes, so DressMeOutlet.com went live about a year ago. We have been noted as one of the fastest growing online retailers for fashion and beauty in Africa. We're very strongly focused on quality. We retail very notable brands across the continent. over 70% of brands on dressmeoutlet.com are from within Nigeria. But we do have brands from Morocco, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, and a few other countries, Kenya. So our goal is to continue growing and uh, creating as much global visibility as possible for the made in Africa fashion and beauty and home goods brands. There are tons and thousands of amazing designers and manufacturers who are creating excellent quality, unique, mostly handmade things that the world appreciates. And today we have over 10% of our customers coming from outside of Nigeria, which is really good. It tells us how much the world really appreciates made in Africa things. Africa has not really had that much playing field in the global retail space, and it's time for us to boom out and contribute to that GDP.
So you're taking, Olatorera, you're taking Africa to the world and you're building a global brand. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That's what we are working on day and night.
And what would you say is driving you today?
It's results. So with every result, I mean that's what drives me, us, Dressme Outlet, the growth of the company. With every new territory we are able to, gather customers from. It's every new testimonial. It's the customers that remain loyal, that continue to patronize Dressme Outlet, shop on dressmeoutlet.com month after month, So it's the results that we continue to get, the increase in revenue. It's the numbers, of course, and then it's definitely the customers. They continue to show so much support and patronage for Dressme Outlet, and yet the growing force of the business. Our customers are keen.
Yeah. So you're building a very loyal customer base.
Yes, and that's our goal. We want to maintain as much loyalty with our customers as possible.
Okay, that's great. Now, Olatorera, let's talk about leadership. What does the future of leadership mean to you?
I think the future of leadership is having people who can truly lead, and not just lead, but lead passionately and lead for the people. I like to see a world whereby leaders are actually tied very strongly into human development, human growth, and less of material earnings, material wants. I like to see a more peaceful world and leaders who can broker peace, broker, developmental growth, economic growth, and change the world. That's really what the future of leadership is.
Wow. So what would
Leaders that would stand
yeah.
tall and be there for your people in every aspect of growth.
What is it that you've learned from your own journey that you consider most important for building future leaders?
For my own journey, I would
Yes.
say definitely passion. Passion is very important to building future leaders. Passion and knowledge. I feel like leaders need to be as knowledgeable as possible. It doesn't mean that you're going to be driving the work, but you need to know what drives the work. You may have people able to, grow. We need people. We need it's a combined effort between, leadership and the people they are serving. So leaders need to have as much knowledge as possible so they can drive growth from, people they are serving.
Now, I believe you're doing a lot of presentations. When you speak to youngsters, when you speak to the next generation, what do you tell them they should focus on for building their career?
I tell people when I speak, I say push your dreams. Don't let anything stop you from doing anything great for the world, because we are all individually and uniquely made. We all have different ambitions, different dreams, different talents, different capabilities. We should not model our dreams out of what we see someone else achieving, but what we have a passion for, what we have the capabilities and the talent for, what we really want, what will really make us happy. That's so people need to really push what's within themselves, what they really want to achieve in life, and then they can really live a happy life while still contributing to making the world a better place.
And when it comes to technology, Olatorera, what are the key technologies that you believe will be driving the leadership of the future?
Key technology sets that are driving the leadership of the future. Definitely the internet. The internet is one major component that's driving the future of leadership.
Yeah.
Another component would be the rise in manufacturing equipment. So being able to mass produce more and streamline processes and combine efforts to generate results for companies and factories. I think that would be another aspect of technology that is driving the future. And then I would speak in terms of logistics. I think cars and air freight and sea freight. Cars are another area of transportation vehicles, are another area of technology that are definitely driving the future.
And when you speak to aspiring leaders, when you speak to entrepreneurs, which social media platform do you suggest or do you recommend they should use for building their brains?
So there are quite a few number of really good social media platforms. Big ones recently. Very few people have heard of, but I actually really like it. It's called fancy.com. Of course, Instagram is pretty popular and growing very well, and then also Snapchat is pretty popular amongst our target markets and the young folks. So I think those four will be really good social media platforms to check out.
Yeah, sorry, you mentioned Instagram, Snapchat. It was the first one,
Yes.
fancy.com.
Yeah, fancy.com. I know. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't. So it's the first
Yeah,
time
so
I
I just
hear.
heard of it recently. It's been around
Okay.
for over 10 years.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Right,
Is it?
and it has the application has millions of downloads, so it's slightly popular. So
Yeah. And
right,
yeah. And you said there are four. Which one is a fourth?
and then Pinterest.
Ah, Pinterest. Of course. Of course.
Yes.
And in your own business, at Dressme Outlet, which is the main or which are the main social media channels that you are using?
So for Dressme Outlet, we currently use we also use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn has been really good. And what else? I think we have a small presence on Snapchat and Pinterest and Google Plus.
Okay. Now, Olatorera, can you maybe share with us a success story or two where you helped and mentored somebody and helped them to achieve greater heights?
Yes, consider very, very important. I'm constantly mentoring at dressmeoutlet.com. Even outside dressmeoutlet.com, I frequently speak at engagements and I have people saying, hey, I would love for you to mentor me. I've seen people at Dress Me Outlet grow from being interns to being really, really strong members of the team just from mentorship. And I'm a very strong believer in the fact that we can get someone from the street and mentor them, and just from that itty bitty mentoring they can actually push their dreams and strive to become what they feel like they should be or want to be. So mentoring is actually a very, very important aspect, especially for some of us or those of us that have been able to acquire global knowledge or have worked at notable companies that have knowledge bases open to us. We've seen things, we've heard things, we've experienced things. That knowledge must always be shared. So I mean, it has several scenarios, and it's always a joy to see people grow in whatever they're doing.
Okay. And tell me, which are the role models of leadership that you would recommend future leaders should study?
A couple, definitely Barack Obama. I really do like Barack Obama. I loved how he was able to inspire millions of people with just 3 words. Yes, you can. Those three
Yes.
words gave millions of people significant hope across the United States and even globally. we were able to witness how his fan base grew, not just within the United States, but across Asia, across Europe, and across Africa. So for us, that strong leadership. But leadership comes in seeing different leaders from different industries rise up and really take charge of various aspects of growing the economy. We've seen the likes of Tony Elumelu in Nigeria, who is he started a program called grants and some sort of loans and equity to young entrepreneurs. And we know that there's about 70% unemployment rate in Nigeria, or 70% poverty rate in Nigeria. So having leaders like that give back and help grow small businesses, that is also commendable. So those will be two examples off the top of my head right now.
Thank you. Now, where can people follow you and where can they connect with you?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my username is Olatorera Oniru. So at Olatorera Oniru. And you can also email me at ceo@dressmeoutlet.com.
Okay, ceo@dressmeoutlets.com. Now, last but not least, Olatorera.
Yes, and dressmeoutlet.com. Yes.
Yes.
And dressmeoutlet.com handles on all social media platforms is at dressmeoutlet. One word.
Okay, at Dressme Outlets. Now, last but not least, what is the one thing that you would really like to ask your listeners to take away from this interview and implement in their own lives?
I would say go after what you want to do, which goes right back into push your dreams. I want you to take those 3 words and really work on succeeding within your passion, within what you believe in, within your ambitions, within what you want to excel at. I want you to go after your heart's strongest desires and excel at it. So whatever it is you want to be, push your dreams. Whatever it takes to get there, push it and get there.
Well, thank you so much, Olatorera. You are an inspiration, and I would like to thank you for building the future and building it in a very significant way and helping youngsters, helping the next generation, helping future leaders.
Thank you, Dr. Nick. Really great chatting with you.